Hello, everyone. In this short clip, I wish to have a week three intro for you, and because I know some of you will have to study week three earlier, and for some other people, you can wait until the end of week two to study week three. So I will have this posted for you, for anybody to watch about week number three. So first, let's share the screen. So on week three, we actually continue the same theme as we did on week two and week one, okay? Which we start with the function. We still want you to be aware of the definition of function, one-to-one function, increasing, decreasing, even, odd. And we did all of these functions in week number one. On week number two, we did a sine function, right? ARD, DRA. On week three is pretty much repeating the same theme. I really do wish you guys take your time to watch those details. Some of those videos look a little bit too long, but there's really a lot of repeats. Okay, because we learn better with more repeats, so you get to be involved and play the videos and play the recordings and watch it again. And so that's why there's a lot of repeats to help us to understand the material. So, so for those longer videos. So now let's look at week number three. Right, we repeat the same theme. It's still ARD, DRA, but this time our emphasis is on cosine. So the function is a cosine, right? So we have ARD, DRA in both cases. And of course, here we will have arc cosine. Right? However, arc cosine's range is different. It's from 0 to pi, right? So there are subtle differences, okay? And in the first few weeks, right, summary on who is ARD, why ARD, and cosine graph, that's A to D, that's all A to D. Okay, let me draw a little arrow for you to see, right? So that's A to D. So these sections are A to D. Oh, wait. This one should be arc. Yeah, arc. And then arc cosine, right? Arc cosine. Arc cosine is D to A. It's all about D to A, right? From ratio to angle. Graphing, all of these, right? All of these A to D. And arc cosine D to A, right? And composition. Where do we see composition? Composition are right here. So for composition, okay, for composition, you will see that we see arc cosine, composite cosine, and cosine composite with arc cosine, which is A to D, D to A, and that section is covered right here in this section. And there's also some documents I wrote up, okay? And last but not least, which is the equation. Okay, we'll get to the equation in a little bit. Okay, so that's the A to D, D to A narrative. How about the rest, right? The rest of it, right? How to say it. So these are just common questions I anticipated that was asked in before, okay? Then we get to the cosine equation. And any cosine equation. That's the D2A. So the question will change to similar. Okay, so these two sections is about cosine equation. It's about cosine equation. And of course, it's going to be changed to it's D2A, but it's going to be cosine A equals to half. So we know the output and looking for input. So the output is known. It could be something else, right? It could be 3/5. So there's a simple cosine equation or any cosine equation. When this is any ratio, how do we solve it? So that's D to A. Okay, and then after this, we repeat this process for tangent. Okay, we repeated this process for tangent. Okay, you can see for tangent, we repeat this process. And tangent has its own specific properties. Okay, and cotangent and arc cotangent. So for tangent and arc tangent, wait. Okay, so from here, okay, we repeat that theme with tangent. Okay, so in this section, we have ARD, DRA. So this theme is repeated in week 3. Okay, this theme is repeated, but this time is for tangent and arctangent. Arctangent, oops, arctan. Okay, and of course, arctan's range is different. It's between negative pi over 2. You're going to study the details about that and why, to positive pi over 2. Okay, so here is just an overview, but ratio. The ratio for arctangent is any real numbers. Okay, any real numbers. So it's from negative infinity to positive infinity. So x is actually from the interval from negative infinity to positive infinity. So for arctangent, right? For tangent is angle to tangent. So the range of tangent A is all real numbers. And the domain, be careful, okay? Because it's a tangent. I want you to pay attention to the domain of the tangent, okay? I have a video that recording talk about specifically what is the domain for tangent and why it is so, okay? So pay attention to that. So each one of these functions, they have their specific things about domain and range. They're not all the same, and they're different for their own reason. So for arctangent, the domain is from all real numbers, the range is such, and the tangent domain and range is analyzed very carefully, okay, in these sections, and it's graph, why we have those vertical asymptotes. And next, we repeat the same thing, right? And there's a composition of tangent and arctangent. So you can see we repeat the same theme over and over again for different rules, right? So here, for composition, it's right here, okay? So there's a repeat and then equation, right? So here is the equation, right? Tangent equation illustrated, right? And of course, this time is going to be tangent, right? So we know the ratio. So we know we are given the ratio. The ratio, it could be, it could be 1, a special, correspond to special angle. It could be any real number. The tangent ratio, because the range of tangent, okay, is any real number. So how do we find the angle corresponds to that, any real number? So knowing the output, how do we find input? Solving tangent equations. So you can see we repeat the same theme over and over. Okay, and next, of course, whoops, this is, let me change that, right? That's going to be tangent, right? It's the same theme, different rules, cotangent. Cotangent function we studied here, okay? But cotangent, and these are, I would say, are not as much used, okay? They're used less often. Once you understand sine, cosine, tangent, arcsine, arccosine, arctangent, you already got a majority of these trig functions, okay? So for arctangent, for cotangent and arccotangent, especially arccotangent, it's rarely used. It's rarely used. So this section, I would say it's optional. Okay, I know some of you may like to hear that. Okay, arccotangent, this is optional. This is optional. If you study them, it's not going to hurt you. It's only going to enhance your understanding about all of these functions, but it's a repeated theme, okay, about function 1 to 1, increasing, decreasing, even, odd. It's the same theme being repetitively done for different rules, okay? Then what else for, yeah, that's it for week number 3. That's it for week number 3. You can see it's a repetitive theme. It's a repetitive theme. Let's remove that so you don't have any confusion, right? So this is arc cotangent is optional. Arc cotangent is optional, okay? So and the rest you should study them. And of course, tangent equation. Cotangent equation, you can study them because cotangent and tangent has that reciprocal relationship. So you can, once you know how to solve tangent, you would pretty much know how to solve a cotangent equation. So after all of these studies, week number 3, right? Week 1, 2, 3, we have completed all trig functions. All trig functions, especially the ones that are often used and most important trig functions. We have 6 trig functions, right? And also including arcsine, arccosine, arctangent. So 9 trig functions. Then you say, how about 12, right? Well, arccotangent, arcsecant, arccosecant, they're rarely used. Okay. And if you want to talk about how can you make the list a little shorter? The shorter list will be sine, arcsine, cosine, arccosine, tangent, arctangent. Actually, they're just 6. Okay. If you understand all 6 functions very well, which is covered in the first 3 weeks, okay, you are doing pretty well. Okay, so be patient to study these lessons, and hopefully then you can handle what is needed for your future classes, which are calculus classes. Okay, so the first 3 weeks we focused on the functions, right? Definition of functions 1 to 1, increasing, decreasing, even, odd, and repetitively we go over the same theme over and over for different rules. And that's all. Okay, I think I have repeated myself too much. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you for watching.